Every day I hear the same question. Doc, what causes polyps? How do they even start? Here's the truth. Polyps don't appear overnight. They grow quietly, like neglected weeds in the garden, fed by soil we create in our own bodies. A colon polyp is a small growth on the inner lining of your colon. Most are harmless at first, tiny, silent, unnoticed, but some, especially adenomas and serrated lesions, carry within them the seeds of cancer. Left long enough, those seeds can grow. That's why colonoscopy isn't just a test. It's a time machine, one that looks into your future and pulls out danger by the roots before it blossoms into something deadly. So what feeds these silent weeds? The evidence is clear. Age and family history matter, but lifestyle is the fertile ground. High intake of red and processed meats, low fiber, few fruits or vegetables, too much alcohol, too little movement. And then the quiet accomplice of them all, visceral fat. The deep belly fat you can't see, but your colon can feel. Visceral fat isn't just extra weight, it's an active organ of inflammation. It releases cytokines that whisper to your cells, grow. It raises insulin and IGF-1, telling them, don't die when you should. It lowers protective hormones like adiponectin, and it wraps your organs in a heat you can't measure with a thermometer, only by its consequences. Studies show that visceral fat, not BMI, not the weight on the scale, is the stronger predictor of advanced adenomas and colon cancer. The more visceral fat you carry, the higher your risk, even if your weight seems normal. That's why weight loss that targets visceral fat through movement, nutrition, sleep, and even medical therapy doesn't just shrink your waistline, it changes your biochemistry. It cools the fire beneath the soil. Here's the part that gives hope. You are not powerless. Every lifestyle change you make helps your body uproot what's growing in silence. Eat more fiber from fruits, vegetables, and whole grains. It sweeps your colon clean and feeds the gut bacteria that fight inflammation. Move your body. Even 30 minutes of brisk walking a day lowers risk of any colorectal growth by nearly 25%. Cut back on red and processed meat, smoking, and alcohol. Each one adds fuel to the fire you're trying to extinguish. Prioritize sleep and stress reduction, because cortisol and insulin resistance often walk hand in hand. You're not just changing your habits, you're changing your internal chemistry. Low-dose aspirin can modestly reduce polyp recurrence, but it's only for select individuals and only if your bleeding risk is low. Other supplements like calcium, vitamin D, or probiotics haven't shown consistent benefit in preventing polyps. But there's no pill more powerful than a plate of plants and a lifestyle of movement. But here's the key. Even with the best habits, prevention isn't complete without screening. Because some polyps grow quietly, even in people who feel perfectly healthy. Colonoscopy is our most powerful weapon. It's both diagnosis and cure in one step. We see the polyp, we remove it, and your cancer risk drops by as much as 69%. Population studies show colonoscopy and stool-based tests have cut colorectal cancer rates by nearly 1/3 over the past 20 years. Every test is a rescue mission. Every polyp removed is a future cancer prevented. If the idea of colonoscopy makes you hesitate, don't let that stop you. There are non-invasive stool-based tests that can save lives too. The FIT test, for example, done once a year, checks for hidden blood in your stool. The FIT DNA test, like Cologuard, looks for both blood and DNA, changes every 3 years. If either test is positive, you follow up with a colonoscopy to find and remove what's causing it. FIT is less expensive, easier to do at home, and in population studies, it's nearly as effective at reducing mortality as colonoscopy, as long as you do it every year and follow up on positives. So whether you choose colonoscopy or stool testing, the message is the same. Do something, because any screening is better than none. The latest US guidelines are clear. Start screening at age 45 if you're at average risk. If you have a family history of colorectal cancer or advanced polyps, start earlier, age 40 or 10 years before the youngest case in your family. Continue screening until age 45 and individualize from there. If you have inflammatory bowel disease or a hereditary syndrome, Your doctor will guide a more frequent schedule. Even after polyps are removed, recurrence is common. Up to half of the people will develop new ones within 5 years. The risk is higher in those with obesity, metabolic syndrome, and who regain abdominal fat after polypectomy. But the opposite is also true. Lose visceral fat, improve your metabolic health, and your recurrence risk drops dramatically. Every pound of belly fat lost is a polyp you may never grow. Screening saves lives. Lifestyle gives those lives depth and quality. When you combine them, when you tend to both the soil and the roots, you turn prevention into freedom. Freedom from disease, freedom from fear, freedom to live the long, fruitful life you were made for. Colon is more than a tube. It's a mirror of your metabolism, a reflection of how faithfully you have tended your inner garden. So don't wait for symptoms. Listen now while your body still whispers. Feed it light, move with purpose, rest with reverence, because you were made to house glory, not disease.